Y'all better stop working at Walmart, dog. This. All right, hold on, Tula. Tula, rest of the body back. Hold on. Shut up. Tula, be quiet. I'm about to come in. Chill. Weather channel. I'm already coming. Everybody does recognize. All right, here's the deal. It's very common among people that can't make decisions because of the environment and what's going on. We do have compassion on those people. We just want to help them the best way possible, and we just want to get them out of there so that we don't have secondary incidents. Just another fail path, 570. Ribs to the cribs and go. I got dibs, I got my Mr. Pibbs. That's just the way we live, bitch. Yeah. Yo, who put it on? Who did all this? Here's the deal. Approximately 0600. I had me a cerveza. Big problems. All right, here we go. Well, what is Lubies? Yeah, good question, dog. What is Lubies? What is Lubies? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No buffet. Yeah, what is Lubies? That's a good question, guys. Did they close down on the Lubies while I was unemployed for 20 years? Yeah. So what's going on in the world of employment? Do they have employers or whatever? So what's going on in the world of money and shit? What's up with that? All right. If I want some pussy, I might get some money, right? That's how the way the world still works, right? Pussy, money, no checks, no chicks. Is that how the world still works? Yeah, I think that's still how it works. All right. Well, we're still in this century. All right. No money, no pussy, no checks, no chicks. Is that still how the world operates for guys? Okay. We'll work on that. Okay. How do you get some serious quality poontang, not damaged bitches and shit like that? Yeah, get some quality ass. Well, it takes a lot of hard work, right? You know, like you got to become an Air Force captain, like in Top Gun and shit. I know it takes a lot. You got to become a firefighter or something. It's a fucking lot of hard work, right, guys? It's like to get some ass. I mean, not like when you're like 18 to 25, it's kind of easy to get some ass, but like after that, you have to have it like a job title or something. So that's the problem. Here we go. It's all right. And then what makes it worse for guys, right, in this civilization is that AI and robots and androids are going to take over, and they're going to make most men and their jobs irrelevant anyway. And now we're even more irrelevant, right? So that's going to cause even more violence, even more turmoil, even lower dropping birth rates. So that's a massive problem. Yeah, I mean, is it all the women's fault, all society's fault? It is definitely their fault. You know that all the women that 90% of the females are going after 10% of the top guys. That is their problem. That is society's birth rate problem in a nutshell. But it's the guys' problems too because they're only choosing the hottest chicks and they're avoiding substandard looking chicks because they don't want ugly chicks or fat chicks and shit. That's what. Now, guys, they do make if they hit 30 or 40 and they're still not married, they do hit up fat chicks or single moms. Even though they don't want that, they want their own original family. They don't want fucking single moms and fat ladies. But when they have to have children, sometimes if they have to reproduce, they'll marry a fat chick, like my friend did. Now, I have standards. I don't marry fat chicks because I don't want to wake up to a fucking whale. I'd rather wake up to my own lonely ass and wake up to my dick. I don't want to wake up with a fucking whale. That's just how I am. I mean, yeah. So I'd rather wake up instead of the humiliation of waking up to a fat, ugly single mom. I'd rather wake up to my lonely dick, uh, my lonely ding dong dingaling swinging in the breeze. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. All right, let's get this ribs to the cribs, dog. That's the real mission here. Getting the ribs to the cribs. Yeah, we got dibs, but I don't have any Mr. Pibbs. That's the way we live, G. Let's get it, G. Works too late. Okay, so you're on guard duty and she's on chew duty or whatever. All right, that's how we're on the mission here. Yeah, Nintendo fucking Switch is in for a big fucking surprise because everybody's broke from the Biden Harris 4 years of hell, and so Nintendo is like, oh, I'm gonna charge everybody $700 for a fucking Nintendo, and now after everybody's broke by the Biden Harris and the Democrat Party, and then yeah. And now they're like, oh yeah, everybody has an extra $700 or $600 lying around, and they can pay $90 per game and shit. They're in for a big fucking wake up call though. Yeah, it'll be hilarious. Nintendo's reckoning because they've been like ripping off customers and fucking customers in the ass for like years. This corporation. So when they go broke on their next Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not going to be surprised because they're fucking ripping off the consumer. It's just so greedy. It's so arrogant. It's such a middle finger to Nintendo fans and Nintendo players. You know, it's such a fucking fuck us. Like it's such a fuck you to the consumer, to the working class people that it's almost unimaginable. What the unconscionable. Yeah. Calculate down. Hell yeah. Y'all better calculate. Well, here's what I did when my parents were in Florida. I filled up the salt and pepper, which was a pretty decent accomplishment for me. So I was pretty impressed with it. Now the salt and pepper is full, so on the next culinary mission, we could proceed with our divine duty to get the ribs to the crib. All right. First of all, we lay the shit down. Yeah, we lay that aluminum foil down, Don. No. Yeah. So do we put it like a little spray down right here? All right. Then I think we put, or is it a double layer on the bottom, one layer on top? Forget how the actual sequence goes. All right. Well, however the sequence goes, we're gonna get our sequentiality down. So yeah. Yeah, people born May 21st are pretty creative like me. Turn 45 May 21st. Yeah, some people become like Kevin Shields, famous guitarist, and some people become Jeffrey Dahmer and they start killing people. He's a very creative killer, serial killer, but you know, Jeffrey Calmer, please don't kill and eat people. Be calm, Jeffrey. Please don't kill and eat people, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Calmer. Yeah, one of my favorites. Uh, Now, was Jeffrey Dahmer a fan of Thomas Harris novels? Because Hannibal, the Cannibal Lecter, cannibalism was before Jeffrey Dahmer. It wasn't anything new, eating other human beings, killing and what was new about it is it shocked modern people. Is that like it wasn't that there was like medieval ancient shit going on back in the ancient days, but it was that the modern people weren't clued into that, so they weren't used to that. Some guy killing and eating people and eating their brains and their livers and shit like that. Only like in Thomas Harris novels, you had Hannibal the Cannibal Lecter, Manhunter, the Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs and stuff like that. And a lot of people, they were just reading that as fiction, as thrillers. That they didn't realize that that was something that could actually happen. So, so some people had no possibility that stuff would happen like that, right? Like this horror would happen. Ba da ba 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 penis. All right. Ba-da-ba, I don't give a fuck. So, Jeffrey Calmer. Please, Jeffrey. Please don't eat and kill people. Yeah, I like that Jeffrey Calmer. Yeah. It's kind of weird for a pure psychopath like that because he didn't. As far as I know, he had like a normal childhood. So what's kind of strange about him is that he's just born a freak. He's born a psycho. That's the crazy thing about Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy is they didn't really have bad childhoods. They didn't have traumatic childhoods or anything like that. They didn't have to deal with anything. It's not like their dad raped them. And maybe Charlie Manson, had a rough childhood, but not these other guys. So it's kind of weird. But serial killers in America were probably really prevalent in the 1960s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and maybe to a certain extent 2000s. But really, the golden age of serial killing was in the 1970s and the 1980s, 1990s because there wasn't the internet back then. There wasn't computer phones. So serial killers. Now what we're seeing is a prevalence of mass killers. So we're seeing like mass shootings, mass terrorism, mass bombers, because they have to kill people quick. They can't take their time. So they can't, like serial killers in the 1970s, people could go missing and they could, I don't know, torture somebody for days and days in their serial killer, torture chamber, and then people wouldn't even know. I mean, and also the guys could pick up, lower class people and prostitutes and stuff, and maybe some drug addicts and people that society really didn't miss all that much. So, serial killers used to, like Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy, they used to take their time killing people slowly, painfully, and tie them up and bondage and all kinds of, long torture. Sure, maybe some psychopaths try to do that kind of thing today, but not so much because of telecommunications. So fast, the data, So criminals have a problem navigating the data world because the data is after them. The surveillance criminals have a problem dealing with the surveillance information state. You know. Babe, oh, you're so good, Tula. Okay, after I wash my hands, I'll give you a hug because I just touched some raw meat, so I don't want any bacteriums and all that. Ugh. They're chewing dried meat in a house of disrefuge. Love dust of opiates. Yeah. Syphilis patients on brochure vacations. Yeah. All right, Tula, chill. All right. Yeah, I mean, like, what if a girl goes missing? Let's say, and a young beautiful woman or something goes missing, And the serial killer chops her head off, like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever, you know, whatever he does. And then, but she has a computer phone, and that's a tracking device. So then the authorities use the Apple or the Android and track her, you know, track her last known location. That implicates the, you know, the phone pings where the serial killer might live. And, you know, that's something that John Wayne Gacy and the former serial killers didn't have to deal with. For instance, did the Idaho murderer, allegedly, Brian Koberger, he killed a whole bunch of fraternity girls in the night. Now, I kind of like girls, so usually I don't slay them because I like to look at them. So why slay them when you can do other fun things like fuck them or something, right? So you could suck their tits or eat their pussies or, you know, fuck them in the butt or whatever. Have fun. Okay, so why kill girls? They're good for reproduction and a whole lot of other purposes. Have fun. You know, they're beautiful, right? So why slash them to death when you could bonk them if you had the chance? You could stick your dick in their pussies, and that's a lot of fun. So bonk them. Bonkity bonk, 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 bonk. Yeah. Oh shit. Gonna get it crowded. Hey Tula, chill, dude. Get back. So why kill women when they're beautiful? They could reproduce your offspring and you could have sex with them. So that's what the women are good for, and they could spend your money. Women are good for that. Women are good at not saving your money and taking a man's money. They're good at spending the money because they have the ass. So that's the currency, is the reproduction. So that's what women use. Their looks, in other words. They're what they can do for society, which is reproduce the human race. So I know serial killers don't think like that. They don't appreciate human life or what it could do, or what the utility is in human life. I understand that, but I've had the time of my life. I've had the time of my life. Ooh. That's my romance story, the knife. Okay, Tula, I cleaned up the potty pad. Are you going to be a good thing? You were so good. I love you too. Okay. Mwah, 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 mwah. You don't let me kiss you more, huh? Oh, don't worry. Okay, I'll make a good. Okay? Everybody chill, don't. Tula? Are you a Tula? Yeah. Ooh. Tula? Where are you not? You're really a Shih Tzu? Or are you a bear cub? Are you a Sasquatch? What kind of species are you then? I think they tricked us at the zoo, no? What's up? Yeah, don't get jealous of these beautiful Shih Tzus, smooches. Okay. Yeah. I love you, Willis. Okay. Yeah, I love y'all too, Dom. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I know why bitches don't like Kelly McGillis. I'll tell you why. Because she's hot as fuck. That's why. Dude. I was like, oh, you don't like Kelly McGillis? And then They're like, oh, I hate Kelly McGillis. I know why bitches are saying that, because she's fucking sexy as hell. That's why they're jealous of her. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. So if a guy's like, oh, I think Ryan Reynolds is a fucking douchebag, right? They're just jealous of him and shit. Yeah, not always, but I'm saying, yeah, he's kind of a prickish. He is kind of a douchish-ish. Yeah, of course. Douche, 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 penis. Oh, you like the one you like that movie where they're like penis to vagina, vagina to the penis. What was it called? Emily or whatever? Amelia Perez. Sexual changes, penis to vagina, vagina to the penis. Is that a good musical that I'm missing out on? Should I watch Amelia Perez about a transvestite Mexican hooker or whatever? I should see that. That sounds like a good movie. Not really. All right. Can't wait to see that, dude. Is Amelia Perez about a guy who transitions to a woman who's a drug lord? As long as there's cocaine involved, I'm in. No, I'm just. I mean, like in real life though. As long as they send me like a thing of cocaine, like will the producers of Amelia Perez send me the cocaine and the marijuana to get through that? I don't think so. So here's what we should do: the cocaine and the marijuana. Yeah. Cocaine. Yeah, I got my lotto tickets, of course. Yeah, tonight's Saturday night for the Powerball. It's like $44 million. Yeah. My mind's like a computer, so I was trying to do gambling because I have a photographic eidetic memory. So if I'm not making money with my photographic eidetic memory, then what am I doing with my life? You know, essentially speaking. Now I can't go to Vegas like Rain Man. I can't cheat the system that way, but I will beat the system. It's only a matter of time. The system brings the man down. You know, the system only brings us down. The system does not try to lift us up. The system is shit. You know, in other words, so Mark Zuckerberg tries to put robots in our bodies and gets another billion every single year while the working class and the poor and the middle classes suffer slowly, a slow death year after year after year. Of course I'm going to fight the system. Of course I'm going to beat the fucking system. Fuck the system. It doesn't do anything for us, guys. The only thing that the system does for men is tell us that we're losers and we're fucking failures and just shits on us year after year after year. That's the only thing our fucking economic system does to men, does for men. That's it. And women are part of the process of the shit. It's the same thing. Every day the system tells you, you know, like George Carlin, you're not good enough. They beat you over the head. They beat you to death with it. The elites. Every single day, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. As they steal from you. And then they're going to come after your fucking retirement money. They want it all. They want it all back. Their Wall Street and the Washington friends want it all back from you. And you know what? One day they'll get it all. And one day they're coming for your parents. They're coming for your any parent wealth, any wealth transferring to you. Those criminals on Wall Street and Washington, they want it back. And they tell you it's the fucking American dream. Because you know what? You got to be asleep to believe it. Paraphrasing George Carlin, but that's true. People wonder why I'm so Bukowskian, but you know, what other choice do we have, guys? So I'm more like the writer Charles Bukowski. Don't try. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna be like the Big Lebowski. I'm gonna be like Bukowski. Just not give a fuck because it's not worth it. Investing emotional energy into giving a fuck when I could have more fun not giving a fuck. You know, that's more like an aspirational goal. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's declining birth rates for most advanced industrial civilizations. I know most civilization, the human race is in deep peril. Obviously, I know that. But you gotta love the human race to reproduce it. I mean, you really do. So, to reproduce the human race, you have to say to yourself every single morning, what I'm doing is worth it, and the human race is worth my time. And human beings are worth my time to reproduce and to care about. And if you can't do that, well, then it's not going to happen. Yeah. It's not just my friends that married the fat ladies to reproduce, but it's also the guy who married the hot chick who got lucky, who got a hot chick. You know, he might not think that he got lucky, but he got lucky that the beautiful blonde came in the alleyway that one moment. You know. All right. But, you know, some of these guys are just steady. You know, they have a steady job, they have a steady paycheck. And the women are like, well, I like this guy. He's really stable. You know, it's not very exciting. It's kind of boring, but this guy's stable, you know? So a lot of women are like, well, in an unstable world, they're like, I'm going to pick a stable guy. Because he's always consistently, every time you know what you're going to get. And now that's not going to be cool like down the line. You know, when they have 2 or 3 kids, it's going to get boring for the woman. You know, but she can go have a midlife crisis or whatever. You know, she can go on trips if the guy has cash. She can just work and you know she can just enjoy having a nice home and going on vacation. She can get wild that way. But she could tell her other girlfriends, "Oh, Tom has a nice job. Oh, Tom makes a lot of money. Oh, Tom's yeah, he's a great father." And yeah, she can get ahead, you know, because women care about social status above all. Is pretty much what women care about the most is social status, how society perceives them, and some men care about that, but most men don't give a fuck how society perceives them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. In Rain Man, the guy is just so savant that he can go to Vegas and win all the millions of dollars. In Rain Man, with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. In reality, there may be some people like that, people of my kind, but different savant spectrums. Of course, there are different people with varying intellectual, personal abilities, obviously. Now, I can't fly to Italy and just draw you Italy from my mind. I'm not that savant. That would severely cripple any social skills that I would ever have. So, the higher up I would become on the spectrum, the less I'd be able to be human. In other words, so everything has a cost in terms of energy and abilities. This isn't like real life isn't a superhero movie where a guy can do his magical power all the time and face no consequences. That's not the reality of the situation. So it's not like Superman and Cyclops and the X-Men where they can just Wolverine. He can just heal himself and fight motherfuckers and get stabbed a million times and just heal himself, endlessly. That's not how reality works. So it's fun. It's fun for the movies. A guy who can't die, essentially, more or less. But in reality, we all can die pretty easily. So yeah, unfortunately. So in Rain Man, that's also a fiction about savants and our kind. That people with eidetic memories can just go into Las Vegas because we can memorize all the codes at work that we could also memorize the tables at Vegas, like just magically, like Alan from The Hangover. So in the movies, people do stuff kind of magically without a lot of hard work and pain and struggle. Yeah. So that's the difference between Hollywood and real life, is that accomplishing something in real life takes a lot of hard work, sweat, blood, and tears. Yeah. I know in Hollywood it looks easy. That all these people are just superheroes doing magical shit. That's not the truth, though. Real life, accomplishing shit in real life is really hard. And that's the rub. Down to like 4 or something. Should I put it back on the news? Maybe there's some killings or something I'm missing. Is there a little bit of killings today? A little bit of bloodshed? Yeah. Do we have a bit of bloodshed today? Bloodshed? Do we have a little bit of murder today? A little bit of murdering? A little bit of extermination of the human race? A little bit, something a little tangy for me? A little bit spicy for me? A little bit. Is there a little bit of killing of the monkey pig race called the human species, Homo sapiens? The gorilla race of losers? This orangutan chimpanzee race? This gorilla monkey race that we have here? All right. Nautical miles, Don. That's what's up. Yeah. Oh, there's no murders right now. Maybe later. The night is young. The weekend is young. The night is hung. My ding-a-ling, Don. All right. The night is hung. The night is young. All right. What's up? What's up? Got a little problem with the sizzle. Ooh. For Rizzle, my nizzle. Coming with my bizzle. What, my enemies want me to say the N-word so they can say racist and post it on TikTok or something? Yeah, that's cool. They want me to say N-words or something. Yeah. They want me to say the N-word. Say some race word or whatever. Fuck that. No. I'm gonna do that shit, dog. I already did that. All right. Beep, 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 beep. Beep. Yo, song done, this nigga. I already told y'all I was in postmodern existential nihilism, and this is where I'm at. To the 48,000 subscribers on this channel, listen up. I mean the 4,500 or whatever. Mario Kart will resume today. Mario Kart Fabric Friday was canceled yesterday because of inclement weather, bad streaming, air conditioning malfunction, and other such things. So, okay. So Mario Kart Fabric Friday, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was canceled due to inclement weather, bad traffic conditions, and also other stuff as well. Yeah, air conditioning, fixing, and all that. So. Plus, I got drunk as a motherfucker, so there's that as well. Add that to the mix, nigga. So, what's up with my lottos right now? Scotto's lottos? Let's see what we have here. All right. Oh, let's do this. What if I got $40 million? Well, I get my dick sucked. All right, so we have Cash 5. I guess I get some women's anus or something. Powerball. Okay, Texas 2-step, 225,000. Powerball for $20 million. A cool $20,300,000. All right, Cash 5 is, yeah, that was last night. Yeah, I had a free ticket, and then I did all these other tickets, these different combinations. No, yeah. All right, so DraftKings, yeah. Yeah, there's some bad players out there that are trying to shut down the casino, the luck, what they're trying to do is they're trying to. All right, so I used to play a lot of trivia, a lot of games. You know, see if I could win. I got real close to winning one, but it wasn't enough. About aliens of all, and I know a lot about aliens and alien incidents, and I made a mistake. All right, so I accidentally said Roswell instead of the 2000s with a Tic Tac incident off of the USS Nimitz. So off the coast of California, one of the UFO things. So I almost got really close to winning that $5,000, but no cigar. My error. Ooh. Oh well. So sometimes the Fox Bet Super 6 app works, but when they learned that Chat GPT and AI came out, some of the gambling games freaked out. Hey, there's nothing to. That's just an ice cube. You're not missing out, too. Yeah, she's just having an ice cube with her. That's all right. You're not missing out. No worries. I accidentally dropped the ice cube, so. You want your own ice cube? Well, you want that? This one. Yeah. You need your own cube? All right. I love you. Here you go, too. You need some cubes? There you go. Aw, see? You get your own ice cube, too. Don't worry. Yeah, you can get it. Yeah. You got your own ice cube. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. All right. You deserve it. You have your own ice cube and shit. So, dogs are fascinated by water that's frozen in different shapes. I guess it's exciting for dogs. I don't know. Ice cubes are exciting for the puppies. Yeah. So FoxBet Super 6 app, they're like a computer could break our system. Okay, we're not gonna gamble with our money. So Fox News Corporation and Sports said, no, we're not gonna gamble with our money anymore because somebody out there is gonna use Chat GPT and beat our system and answer all the trivia questions right, and the person's gonna win 5,000, 10,000. You know, somebody's gonna be able to take our money. Yeah. The house only likes when it wins, not when the players win, obviously. So they didn't they canceled the trivia game because you could just put that into a Chat GPT and it could tell you all the questions. They could even make informed guesses on the future, right, based on previous data. So if your friend from high school on meth stabs you in the back once, the computer is going to tell you, well, he might do it again, so watch out. Okay, because that's informed based on historical data. Ow, ow. Oh. Yeah. Well. Ba-da-da. Yeah. So the Fox executives freaked out when they learned that AI was becoming real because they thought they were gonna. They immediately the executives wanted to shut down the trivia section, and
They don't want a computer to predict the future and be right. Because that's bad for gambling, right? So instead of relying on easily answerable, or I'm sorry, hard to answer trivia questions that an artificial intelligence could easily answer, they decided to stick with sports on the Fox Bet Super app and get away from trivia and just answering questions because the AI could probably deduce who was going to win the Grammy, based off sales or popularity or whatever. So they stopped doing trivia what ifs in the future, and they only did sports games because sports games you can't tell who's going to win or going to lose. You have to make a lot of difficult guesses what the scoring is going to be, what you don't know if the players are going to get injured. There's a lot of unknown variables, and so the executives were fine with it being impossible, almost impossible to predict the sports games. But the sad casualty of Fox Bet Super Six app was the trivia games, the trivia games that could range from $5,000, $10,000, up to $20,000, and you know some of the games like Super Bowl predictions and NCAA tournaments could go up to 100,000, maybe even into the millions sometimes. So now state lotteries did not shut down because they make so much revenue for the states. So those didn't shut down, even though AI just gets smarter and smarter every year. However, however, in Texas, DraftKings and Barstool Sports, a courier service that created a online app called Jackpocket, yeah, they opened their own convenience store with their own lottery terminals in around Dallas, Texas. So we used to be able to buy lottery tickets from Jackpocket, okay, but not anymore in Texas. Around the country, you could probably still do it because the state legislatures haven't shut it down yet. What happened was DraftKings and Barstool, David Portnoy and his outfit, they through different terminals, they there was a suspicious $80 million lottery win in Dallas that was very suspicious to the Texas Lottery Commission. And there's a courier service from Jackpocket. Somehow they were able to guess all the combinations using computer trickery, I guess, some kind of hacking and printing multiple tickets to try to guess every single combination to win the lottery. That was the goal of the operation. So the Texas Lottery Commission shut down online lottery retailer. They shut down Jackpocket. So they learned this combination operation was in full swing, in full gear, by DraftKings and Jackpocket. DraftKings is the parent company is a gambling operation. That's also the parent company of Jackpocket. Okay, so that would not really be a problem if it was like in the movies with Bryan Cranston and he and his wife the retired mathematicians learned a mathematical formula to solve the lottery thing. If they played this many times with this amount of money, that they could win the whole thing, right? So that can cause alarm with the lottery commission in any state. But they shut it down even faster than an individual savant or a couple because they shut it down way faster. If it's an actual industrial corporate operation, so that's why you can't play Jackpocket in Texas anymore. You used to be able to play it, but because of these fuckers, we can't play it because this is why we can't have nice things, folks. As your dad used to say. Well, this is why we can't have nice things, Johnny. It's true. So you were in like 4th grade and you wanted to go to recess and play on the slides and see Jenny at the lunch break, And then some kid acted up and fucked up, and then you had to pay the price for this stupid fucking motherfucker. And then your recess was taken away. Then you had to do more math time. So they took away our recess, folks. So, oh well. I mean, they haven't shut down the entire lottery because of Courier from Criminal Enterprises, or, they just shut down the game, or they shut down. As far as I know, there hasn't been a lawsuit against Jackpocket by the state of Texas, or, a lawsuit against DraftKings. I mean, that might be in the pipe, but, I'm not sure what's going on. But you could still play the state and the national lotteries. It's still fine. So at least that is still intact. Even withstanding. The reason why artificial intelligence can't crack the code is because the matrix is so impossible to win. The numerical matrix is so impossible to win in the first place. So that's why. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future when artificial intelligence melds with quantum computing, but right now it's not there to a godlike level of intelligence. So, thankfully, not there yet. The artificial intelligence and the quantum fusion could fuse together to become a super intelligence, and even Las Vegas itself might shut down. It might be so horrible for their business. The business model of really ripping people off is what gambling is. Yeah. Well, titty. Yeah. We got the ribs to the cribs, and yo, I got dibs. But I snuck a little brunch up in here because I was hungry. So, all right. Now we got the biscuits. I like cornbread and biscuits. If it's broke, then we fix it. Chilling on a dirt road, ice cold beer in the console. Memory lane up in the headlights. Reflect reminiscing on the good times. Okay, nice. Yeah, we got to put the butter on the biscuits now. We like the cornbread and biscuits, and if it's broke, then we fix it. See what the last song of the night was last night after the outrageous party of last night. All right, the outrageous party of last night. Let's see here. No way, it really is. Robert Palmer's Simply Irresistible again at 328. Oh my god. Again, this is not okay. So in the 1980s, there was a song that was ubiquitous for the time. That means it was everywhere for those people that don't know the word ubiquitous. But I'm sure you do because you're smart guys. You're smart folks out there. But just in case you didn't know what the word ubiquitous meant, there you go. You're welcome. All right, now you know a new English vocabulary word. In case I'm sure you read a lot of novels, so you know what I'm talking about. So it was ubiquitous. It was everywhere in the 1980s after it came out. I think it was 1986. And Robert Palmer was an English singer. I guess he was new wave, and then he went into pop. I guess it was new wave, progressive, and then it was into pop. Like a lot of the artists that were progressive in the 70s went into new wave in the 1980s. And really, what does new wave mean? New wave is just like experimental pop. Or that's how I would characterize it. Maybe some other people characterize it in different ways, but that's how I characterize it. Shit, there's a hair in here, Don. Okay. Hundreds of years, Don. That's what's up. Hell yeah. MS-13, yeah. What the hell? Put these biscuits on here, Don. Right. So back before YouTube and Vivo, there was just MTV for music videos. That was it. Music television. That's the only thing they had was music television. They'd play the videos from the artists, and then people would watch the videos from the artists at home. And if they liked the tunes, then they'd go out to the record shop and get the CD. Came out in 1983, or they get the vinyl or the cassette tape. Yeah. Now in the 1980s, the most popular thing for a dude to fantasize about was hot chicks. And you could show your love for hot chicks by using the MTV, the music television. So it was cool for guys to dress up, like, and look really like in suits, like they're mean business. So Robert Palmer dressed up in a suit, and he put all these chicks, and they all dressed the same with lipstick, and they all danced around sexy. And the song was called "Simply Irresistible," and this big hit in 1986. So if you were like in 1986, you were growing up, you go to the pool party, you go to the thing, you go to the dance, you would hear "Simply Irresistible." It was fucking everywhere. Couldn't escape it. It was a massive hit by Robert Palmer, an English soul singer, R&B from and new waver from England. That's Collective Soul. Heaven, let your light shine down. So Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, he sued Collective Soul for apparently stealing the riff to their hit song "Shine." Yeah, I've listened to Snail, and it does sound like the riff. It goes ding 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 ding. It kind of sounds like that, but and then it divulges into some kind of psychedelica. It's not the same song. But plus, you can't really, if you make a riff or a chord progression, you can't really copyright that because the only thing you can copyright is lyrics, is the style, the words. So, yeah. Let's say I had a friend in music and he does a certain chord progression, but it's his song. He has a certain chord progression. Let's say I come out with on Spotify the song or a video, and it blows up. Now, can the guy sue me because I arranged some chords together, but I came up with my own lyrics and shit? No. You'd have to prove that in court of law. Of course, there was a landmark case that Led Zeppelin won, I believe, that was from the band Spirit, that claiming that the band Spirit said that Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin ripped off their song to make Stairway to Heaven. That's like one of the more famous cases of musical copyright, To get the juice open down. All right. Elderly Don. This was all right, get our OJ Oye Don. Pour that in there. There we go. I broke the seal because I'm so strong. And that's what happened, Don. So, if I'm around musicians and they play some chords, And then later on, they have a song that no one really cares about. And let's say I take the chords. Let's call it, I don't know, E minor, B sharp, F major, whatever it is. And I play those chords. I play those in their sequence that I like them in. And my song's a multi-million-dollar hit. Can the musician say, "Hey, you stole my chord progression"? No, because it's like if you're around a bunch of painters, and then somebody's like, "Hey, you can't use blue, or you can't use teal, or you can't use navy blue. Hey, you can't use red." That's not how it works. So I know some people would say, "Oh, you can't use yellow, green." That's not how copyright law works. So it has to be a specific steel. It cannot be just something that everybody can do, that everybody's legally allowed to do, like a chord progression or a note progression, even. I love you, baby. Yeah, I know. So my secret sauce to success is basically, in a nutshell, break all the rules, but legally. That's my trick. Break all the rules, but legally do it.